Hello, One Piece enthusiasts. I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about Usopp. So, this has been a video long to come. I wanted to make this for a very long time, but this is the time I feel is right, where I should be making it. If you guys didn't know, which you guys probably don't know, Usopp is my least favorite Straw Hat, and that is a fact. So ever since the start of ever since the introduction of Usopp into the story, I've never really liked him, to be honest. I think that goes to say for a few people as well within the community. I've seen a lot of polls where people have voted Usopp to be their least favorite Straw Hat, and hey, I sort of agree with it. Before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. So, when talking about Usopp and I dislike him, this video is not all about disliking Usopp, it's more about how he doesn't have a character arc. I love the Straw Hats. I love the Straw Hats to death. They're very, very close to my heart, very endearing. Aside from one character, Usopp, I've never felt an emotional sort of attachment to him at any point in the story. Like, never. Yeah, he's been great, he's been good a few times, but that doesn't make him a good character. He's been this annoying and cowardly sort of character who never has a character arc. Now, okay, let's talk about exceptions. Soga King in his lobby was fantastic. I loved him. I gave a reread a few days back, and I still loved him. Soga King was amazing, and then Usopp at Dressrosa was also sort of amazing. Other than these two instances, I've never really felt anything for Usopp. Now, okay, let's go back to one of the most pivotal points for Usopp's character development, which is the fight for Mary against Luffy. The whole place where Luffy and Usopp have a fight, and then Usopp loses, and at the end of Enies lobby, Usopp has to apologize and then get back to the crew. That, I feel, was a great character moment for Usopp. Usopp understood that, hey, this is not a game, this is real, and Luffy's my captain, I gotta respect him for who he is, I have to trust his decisions because he is the leader. That showed the emotional side of Usopp. In regards to Mary, the fight they had, I feel like is understandable because Usopp, he is not that kind of a person who would follow someone's orders. He does. And at that point, he did give off a vibe of being a leader because he was a leader at his village. He had his sort of knockoff pirate group. And so when it comes to that, I feel like his leadership side took the best of him and his emotional side as well, where he felt like he had to sort of disobey Luffy at this point because they were having differences of opinion. No other Straw Hat, aside from Usopp, had a fight with Luffy regarding their beliefs. Like this hard. And Luffy's authority. Like Zoro, yeah, Zoro shifted in a couple of times, saying that Luffy has to make this sort of decision, but that was always for Luffy's good as a captain. It was never against his captaincy. That was sort of like a heartfelt moment. I felt bad for Luffy, but I necessarily didn't feel bad for Usopp because, dude, your ship's dead. Get lost. So, aside from that moment, all throughout the story, he's been this annoying character who always is a coward, who doesn't do something great, only talks, and that's it. And I feel like he needs a character arc. Every single one of the Straw Hats, if you guys remember, has already had a character arc for themselves. Even Luffy, that people consider to be one-dimensional, had his character arc in Marineford. He broke down in Marineford. In Sabaody, he got better. In his lobby, he became a better leader. And he's already has his character developments. But Usopp really didn't, if you think about it. Aside from that one moment where he has to apologize to Luffy, he has never gotten better at what he is. Neither his sniping skills or him being a coward, nothing's improved. Like nothing. Yeah, he went up against Page 1 and Ulti. So what? Yeah, you're a Yonko crew. You gotta stand up to other Yonko crews. How is that special? Even Nami, for that matter, put up a better fight when it comes to his captain's beliefs. Her captain's belief, my bad. Nami stood up to Ulti when Ulti said, Luffy's not going to become Pirate King. Nami said Luffy's going to become Pirate King. That was one of the most emotional moments for Nami within the story. And I feel like that's a better character moment than Usopp ever had. So, with all that being said, let's talk about aside from his character. So, yeah, his character needs development, and I feel like everything will be there once he becomes the greatest warrior of the sea. That's his dream. He wants to become a great warrior of the sea, and so that's maybe when that Usopp will have that development where we were all expecting, where he will become a character like we expect him to be, like the other Straw Hats, who is not a coward, who stands up to injustice, who stands up for himself, who is a strong fighter, and has changes within himself, where he understands that no, now he's becoming a burden for the crew, rather than being someone who actually is a better fighter of the crew. Aside from that, let's talk about his fighting prowess. He's unlocked observation haki at a very later stage, which I do not mind, honestly. I mean, Zoro unlocked Conqueror's haki in Wano, just a few chapters back. So it's like Usopp unlocking observation in Dressrosa is sort of the same way Kobe unlocked observation in Marineford. So it's a good achievement, but where is that build up? Where is that build up of that observation haki? When does he get better? When does he as a fighter get better? And I feel like everything should come together in a character arc. He is that one character that I feel like didn't get an arc specifically for himself, and I feel like he deserves it more than anyone. Not because of how weak he is, not because of the fact that I dislike him, but because of his promises to the giants in Elbaf and how everything just connects back to Elbaf. For Usopp, Elbaf has been this pivotal point where he's talked to many giants when he said that islands of giants exist, talked with Dory and Broggy, he's become very good friends with them, even in the two giants in Enies Lobby, which I cannot remember the name for, my bad. He even promised them that, yo, Elbaf exists, we're gonna meet there someday, there are other giants that you're gonna meet, and one day I'll come there. And, well, that's how we associated him with becoming the greatest warrior of the sea. And I feel like that arc is sort of necessary for Usopp. There is a lot of build-up in regards to Elbaf within the story itself, especially after Egghead. But for Usopp, honestly, I feel like that should be the arc. Because the way he is right now, he is not strong enough to face off against Van Augur. You look at Van Augur, he's got a new power boost. It's not like he was weak when we met him. He had accurate shots. He didn't miss. He never missed. He shot a bird from, 1,000 miles away. What was the distance? I don't remember. From miles away. Where Usopp at that point didn't even know what sniping was. And now he's got this Rap fruit, which is like insane, where he can basically shapeshift himself from any point to any point. And Usopp has to keep up with observation haki. And his skills need to improve. Like in Egghead, we're exploring things like Devil Fruits, we're getting introduced to Vegapunk, but what do we have for Usopp after that unlocking observation haki thing? Yeah, he said a few brave things in the Wano, at the end of Wano, where he sort of motivated the samurais to get out from the flame because he thought suicide is not the way out. And okay, good that he wasn't a coward. He showed his courage. And he leaded the samurais out of danger. But what after that? What about his fighting skills? What about more in depth of his character? How is that all? Is that everything we got from Seal of Village? Is that all we're gonna get? I feel like he deserves it more than anyone. I want to like him. I feel like he's got potential. He has had potential ever since Dressrosa, and I feel like that potential has been going off ever since then. Feel free to let me know what you guys feel in the comments down below. And that's all I had to say, honestly. I feel like he needs an arc and he needs to do something better than everyone else in Elbaf. So that's it then. Until next time, peace.